Hi, I'm Kirsty O'Callaghan, owner and founder of Unity Queensland, and am nationally recognised as an author and speaker on parenting, success and wellbeing from home to workplace. My website is www.unity-qld.com.au and you can visit us there for more support, services, information, free stuff and competitions.
Statistics show bullying is becoming a huge problem. Bullying comes in many forms: person to person, adult to child, siblings, families, online texting, letters to the editor, and many more forms of pressure, intimidation and isolation. It sometimes seems not a day goes past without this issue being reported or the effects felt by someone you know personally or even yourself. The purpose of this presentation and insight into bullying is to help educate you on bullying issues such as schoolyard bullying, workplace bullies, bullying teachers, adult bullies and more. My aim is to help you and your family get an insight into what, where, why, who and what you can do to bully-proof where required. It is also important to note that those who are bullying others or are targets of bullies need help. The sooner bully behaviour is identified, the better outcomes and less scars for all. By increasing your knowledge about bullying, each of you can help prevent this type of abuse and contribute to communities, schools, workplaces and homes being safer. I was bullied at school and home in my childhood years. In a previous relationship, I was a target of bullying. My daughter has been a target of bullying at school, and I have clients who have come to me to overcome the effects of home, school, relationship and workplace bullying. I have also coached clients who are bullies and sifted through the events that led them to believe that controlling behaviours, put-downs and terrorisation were okay. If you have ever felt fear when another walks into the room, or if you have ever thought that strong-arming was okay to get the result you wanted, this presentation will help you. Where does bullying happen? At work, by your manager or colleagues or subordinates or clients. At home, by your partner, siblings, children, parents, other family members, neighbours or the landlord. At school, by your teachers, leaders or by fellow students. At play, by colleagues, teammates, other children or adults, or by those in authority. In care, such as in hospital, convalescent homes, care facilities and residential homes. And by strangers, but not often. What is bullying? Bullying can be hard to recognise unless you're on the receiving end. It is important to realise that typical bullying is a systematic accumulation of many small incidences over a long period of time. Because of the nature of the small, frustrating, annoying and/or a little upsetting things each time, escalating slowly, sometimes bullies get away with this behaviour in the beginning. It is not correctly identified. A lot of bullies will even say, "Why didn't you tell me that was annoying you? Why is it now that you're saying something?" Or a plain old, "I was just joking, get over it." Bullying is unwelcome, offensive treatment through vindictive, cruel, malicious or humiliating attempts to undermine an individual or a group. A checklist of bullying will probably include some, if not all, of the following: constant nitpicking, fault-finding of a trivial nature, a constant refusal to acknowledge you and your contributions and achievements, constant attempts to undermine you and your position, finding that everything you say or do is twisted, distorted and misrepresented, being singled out and treated differently, being isolated and separated from colleagues, friends or family groups, being belittled, demeaned and patronised, especially in front of others. Why do bullies bully? Why do you want to understand the bully? Well, my theory is firstly to understand your enemy. The second, that the vast majority of bullies have experienced their own pain and suffering in different ways that has led them to feel that adopting this type of behaviour is okay. They are disassociated, disconnected and find it hard to be compassionate, as their own scars may be deeper than anyone realises. They would never show this side of themselves to the world and may not even notice it. They may also be suffering a type of mental illness, stress-related disorder or imbalance, which is contributing to the lack of empathy, kindness and respect given by most other people. People bully others because they have a certain imbalance in their psyche that can only be fixed when they bully a seemingly powerless victim. Children who are mistreated start feeling insecure and inadequate. A person might become a bully in order to feel worthy. Because bullies feel insecure, they try to create an illusion of being in control by bullying a weak victim. From the outside, bullies might appear strong and in control, but from the inside, most of them feel insecure, inadequate, and inferior. Some people become bullies because they are desperately in need of attention, and bullying in this case is the only thing they can do to bring some attention to themselves. If the child didn't get enough attention from their parents to meet their needs, or if they feel less worthy because their younger siblings were preferred to them, then they might become a bully to fill these emotional gaps. The reasons for bullying differ from medical imbalances, parenting, trauma, life experiences, teaching, workplace pressure, and the list goes on. In the end, they all stem from one root, which is being abused and mistreated, them feeling insecure as a result. Just as we should help the people that are being bullied, we should also work on helping bullies, because they usually need as much help as their victims. How do you recognise a bully? Bullies may portray themselves as wonderful, kind, caring and compassionate. They can be charming manipulators who are also convincing, compulsive liars, and when called to account will make up any story on the spur of the moment to fit their immediate needs. Never underestimate a bully. They have learnt to survive in their unsafe world. How do bullies select their targets? Bullies are predatory. You generally just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Investigation will reveal a string of predecessors, and you will have a string of successors. What events will trigger bullying? The previous target leaves, there's a reorganisation, a new kid on the block. Your performance unwittingly highlights, draws attention to, and exposes or invites unfavourable comparison with the bully's lack of performance. You may have unwittingly become the focus of attention, whereas before the bully was the centre of attention. Obvious displays of affection, respect or trust from co-workers or friends. You may have refused to obey an order which violates rules, regulations, procedures or is illegal. Or you stood up for a colleague or friend who is being bullied. Did you blow the whistle on incompetence, malpractice, fraud, breaches of procedure, breaches of health and safety? Did you challenge the status quo, especially unwittingly? Did you gain recognition for your achievements? Does bullying make you sick? Yes. The stress, anxiety and worry that you feel due to continual pressure will certainly have an effect physically, mentally and emotionally. If you have been targeted by a bully, chances are you will experience anger, tiredness, aches and pains in the joints and muscles. And the list goes on. Back pain, depression, flashbacks, forgetfulness, frequent illness, headaches, migraines, high levels of stress, anxiety, hypersensitivity, fragility, hypervigilance, being constantly on edge, irritability and angry outbursts, irritable bowel syndrome, isolation, low self-esteem, low self-worth, palpitations, panic attacks, poor concentration, shattered self-confidence, skin problems, sleeplessness, nightmares, sweating, trembling, shaking, tearfulness, constant fatigue and withdrawal. How many people are bullied? John Bertrand from the Alana and Madeline Foundation, which was established after the Port Arthur shooting, says 1 in 6 Australian children are bullied verbally and physically on a weekly basis. Some statistics state it is 1 in 4 Australians. 77% of students are bullied mentally, verbally and physically. Cyberbullying statistics reveal similar numbers, and 14% of those who were bullied said they experienced severe reactions to the abuse. Australian National Coalition Against Bullying Chair Chief Justice Alastair Nicholson says he is concerned about children who are bullied as well as their aggressors. Bullying facts. The truth is that the schoolyard bullies are more likely to grow into adult bullies. Most criminals caught in the revolving door of the Australian jails were either bullies or bullied as children. Research also suggests that at least half of the population are bullied at some time during their lives. Bullying is behind all forms of harassment, discrimination, prejudice, abuse, conflict, and violence. When the bully targets race or gender, bullying comes out as racial or sexual harassment or discrimination. When the bully targets family members, bullying surfaces as domestic violence. When the bully is at school, the result is playground abuse, conflict, and violence. When the bully is at work and targets colleagues, the results are often industrial injury or work-related trauma. Why do bullies thrive? Sometimes we just don't recognise what's happening. Bullies have learnt to be very clever about making snide comments that are funny on the surface. We may feel vaguely uneasy but can't put our finger on or say exactly what's wrong. Sometimes we make ourselves feel safe by using euphorisms. We dismiss bullying in schools as a rite of passage. At work we hide behind phrases like tough management style or macho management, or even dismiss bullying as a personality conflict. We may make it easier for bullies to thrive by not using the correct language to describe their activities. We can make a huge difference by changing the labels. Call those who are bullied targets and not victims. Victims are seen to invite bad behaviour. Targets are just unlucky enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. What can I do? If you are bullied, you can keep records, journal, or keep a diary and scrapbook. Refuse to be a target and consider your behaviours and reactions. You can take action and ask the bully to stop, talk to people who can help you, and never accept blame. Minimise the effect of bullying by refusing to become a target. That means letting someone convince you that you are wrong, less than, guilty, or a victim. Be assertive and never blame yourself for the bullying you're experiencing. It is not your fault. You are not a victim. You have been selected as a target. Consider your own behaviour to see how you could be contributing to the conflict and whether you should modify your behaviour. If you have been targeted by a bully, chances are you will need this time of reflection to realise that you are not in any way to blame. If you find yourself explaining yourself, getting angry back, unable to stand up for yourself, lowering your posture, putting your head down, looking like easy prey, and going to great lengths to protect yourself from unwanted attack, all the while not getting the right support and help, you may be enabling the bullying to continue. When it becomes uncool to bully, then we're making progress. This goes for parents, partners, children, leaders, co-workers, teachers and friends. It is uncool no matter who you are. Nobody gave permission to overpower another human being, either verbally or physically. It is not cool to build a team of damaged people. It is very cool to create a team of people who affirm each other's strengths and meet challenges and setbacks together, hand in hand. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation today. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. I hope that I have given you an insight into what bullying is, who the bullies are, and what it is to be a target rather than a victim. If you'd like to know anything more about us or get extra help or contact us personally, just visit the website for all the details. And there you can also connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe to our blog, enter our competitions and giveaways, and enjoy some great reading. Thank you.